guys, so today's vlog is going to be about my media detox, which I had to do for 24 hours where I had no interaction with music, books, the internet, laptops and my smartphone, which was pretty much every sort of media, so no consumption at all for 24 hours. This meant that all I could really do was socialise with people, which eventually led to a very boring day. So to start off with, I woke up in the morning on a Sunday because I chose the weekend in order for it to be a lot easier for me to do, because there'd be no routine for me to stick to. So I woke up quite early still because I was conscious of oversleeping and missing my meeting with my workshop group, which I had arranged for that day, the previous day before. So I woke up and automatically felt a bit out of place because I couldn't use my phone, and I always use my phone to go over Instagram in the morning and just to kind of refresh what I've missed overnight. So that was definitely an unusual feeling, but you know, it wasn't too bad. Like, I wasn't feeling that out of place without any media consumption. About 2 hours something afterwards, about midday, I had to go and meet my workshop group, and when I got there it was fine. I wasn't really feeling like I needed my phone or anything like that, but I got to the place where we'd arranged to meet and I realised no one was there. None of my team members were there waiting for me, which made me kind of clueless and helpless as to what was going on, in case something had changed, whether the meeting had been cancelled, whether the meeting place had changed. So as I had no phone to kind of contact or ask if anything had changed, all I could really do was sit there and wait and hope that someone was just late, and eventually everyone did arrive. But kind of just that moment of waiting, I couldn't use my phone to kind of distract me or kind of occupy myself throughout the kind of boring, kind of lonely time, I guess, which made me kind of take in my surroundings more. But just even that made me realise actually I need my phone for multiple things at this point in time. A, to contact everyone, and B, to occupy myself, which already earlier on in the experience is just highlighting how much I kind of relied on my phone. Afterwards, I was experiencing bits of boredom, like didn't really have anything to do. That was like my main objective of the day, and basically I had to socialise. I didn't have to socialise, but I wanted to. I wanted to socialise with my flatmates because it was the only thing for me to do, really. And I realised when I was in conversation with my friends that I was taking a lot more involvement into it and getting, I don't know, like paying more attention, I guess. Whereas I think usually, without even knowing, I use my phone all the way through conversations, just scrolling down on Instagram and Facebook, which is obviously not really encouraging a conversation because you're not giving the person eye contact, and also you're distracting your mind from having a conversation and, you know, reading stuff elsewhere. And this especially like strengthened this point because my friend, there were 3 of us, and one of my friends had his phone and he was using it throughout the entire conversation, and basically meant that he wasn't involved in the conversation and didn't really contribute much. So even that was a kind of a negative enlightenment of how much I use my phone, but in situations where I shouldn't really need to, and how really the fact that I'm using social media during a social time doesn't really make sense, and that I should really make focus of what I'm experiencing now instead of focusing what's happening elsewhere in the world. Towards the end of the day, I started to get really bored. Like, I had been to the meeting, had conversations with lots of friends, and now they've kind of gone and done their own thing. They've unpacking because they've just come off these holidays. I had nothing to do. I was doing jobs like cleaning my room and all things like that. But eventually I just started to get really bored, and all I could do was sit here and just think and do nothing really. And during that time, the frustration of not being able to check my phone started to build, which meant I was thinking about all the notifications, if anyone had messaged me, if anyone had called me, like, oh, like, is it an emergency, like what's happened kind of thing. all these questions were running through my head, which made me really frustrated and I just was looking forward to the next day. It made me feel really uneasy, really uncomfortable, kind of like, I don't know, like I was craving it, like I needed it to just like calm myself down. Like it started to really make me a bit anxious and a bit uneasy. But yeah, that was definitely towards the end, and I really started to hate it, really started to struggle. So overall, my experience in the media detox was really beneficial in the way it enlightened me and made me realise how much I use my smartphone in particular for communication, just to kind of enhance and save me time. For example, I had to go all the way downstairs to ask my friend a question, which could have actually wasted my time because she might not have been there. Whereas messaging or text messaging kind of saves that whole searching for information, and it just comes to you when you ask for it. So it kind of makes it easier in that aspect. However, it also made me realise when I use it at times where I don't need to, and where it constantly, I can't actually think for myself, I automatically use social media as a way to fill that gap. So in a way, I don't take in my surroundings, I don't take in what people are saying properly, I don't fully involve myself in conversations. And it isn't just me, like I've noticed a lot of people do it as well. And it's just made me question, like when I use it, do I absolutely need to? So that's definitely one thing I'm taking away from it, and trying to prevent myself from using it at times where you're not really necessarily meaning to. And because I use it within 1 minute at a time, like nothing's going to change within that time, and it's just the kind of fear of missing out, I guess, and making sure you know what's going on in the world and keeping up with everything. So yeah, there you go guys, that's my overall video of the media detox and my experience. I hope you enjoyed hearing about it, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks, bye!